Hi everybody, so today I've got the Westman Atelier powder duos, the blush duos, or are they bronze and blush duos? Let's find out today because I picked up two shades and I really can't wait to show you. I've got here the Petal and Biscuit and this one is the Coquette and Mimi. I've also picked up three of the new Merit signature lip liners and I'm going to be trying these alongside Shade Slick Sheen. I've picked up three. Two of these are the brand new ones that have launched with the lip liners. One of them is one I just preferred the colour to match with the one I got, so two of these are new. And I've also got here the Kayali perfume, which has just launched, which I will discuss at the end because I'm a big fan of Kayali, if you don't know. So I just wanted to talk about that one with you. I've also got a few lipstick comparisons, which I will be swatching at the very end of the video. If anyone was watching my Charlotte Tilbury video yesterday, where I was showing the new Pillow Talk lipsticks, there were a lot of requests for some swatch comparisons with other Charlotte Tilbury shades. So if you've requested that, that's going to be right at the very end of this video. I'm adding it in here because I think that's the easiest way of doing it, in all honesty. So if you're here for everything else, you can just skip that at the end, but that will be at the end if you're looking for that. So anyway, if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah. I'm 48. I'm not a professional, but I am somebody who loves makeup and beauty. And here on my channel, I show you the latest releases, my favorite looks, and give you any beauty news you might be interested in. If you think you'd enjoy this content, I do upload here regularly, a good few times a week. I would love it ever so much if you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my future videos. And if you're already subscribed, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you all very, very much. And my skin tone for matching up with these shades, I've got fair to light skin with predominantly cool undertones, but they lean a little bit neutral, and I've got blue eyes. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get straight into this video. So with these Westman Atelier powders, we have another mystery because three of these shades launched on the Harrods website very briefly 3 days ago, and disappeared again a few hours later, just like the Charlotte Tilbury launch, where exactly the same thing happened. So I believe these are launching the day I'm putting these out. I think they are launching VIP early access on the Westman Atelier website today, which is the 21st of March today. I'm just having to think about the date, but yeah, I think that's the right date. So you should be able to get these if you're registered on the VIP list for Westman Atelier, but I think it's launching a little bit later on sites like Sephora. So you do have to wait a little bit longer, but not too long. So they will be available for everybody soon. So these are £69 and not cheap at all. And we get 4.8 grams of product. 4.8 grams of product, that's really not a lot, is there? I have to really double check what I'm reading then. If, for instance, we compared the Charlotte Tilbury duo that I looked at yesterday, we get a whopping 13 grams of product, and this one is under £40. And in that we get a setting powder and a blush. So in here we get two blushes for £69, and it is just 4.8 grams. But anyway, it is Westman Atelier, very, very, very high quality and very high prices. So this is very much a decision to invest in. I'm trying to open this with my long nails and failing here, not because it's difficult, but because my nails are awkward. I love the colour of the packaging. I think it's very, very pretty. We have a nice stand-up mirror. It's quite a solid compact. I like the way it's rounded. It just feels nice to hold. Very sleek, very, very nice. And this has a 24-month shelf life. Have I already said made in Italy? Maybe, maybe not. So I've done some swatch videos of both of these. So that's in natural daylight. So I will actually play them as I go through them. So I'll start with the Coquette and Mimi. So here's my swatch video for that one. So I do actually have the cream versions of Coquette and Mimi, and I know a lot of people are curious to see how similar these are. So I'm going to do a direct comparison. So here is the Coquette in the cream. So if we look at it now in the pan, they do look quite similar, but let's swatch them side by side. And this is a matte finish. It feels matte, but it's got almost a satin creamy feel to it. So I don't have any information on the formula. I don't think I do. Let me just double check because there wasn't much information on the Harrods website. The Powder Duos new blush combination that will give your complexion a lively flush of colour, revealing a deeper shade and a lighter shade. Infused with nourishing ingredients, this palette will allow you to lift your high points whilst the silky matte, there we go, silky matte formula effortlessly blends over your makeup. Streak-free application, antioxidant-rich formula for a healthy skin. Volcanic rock absorbs the excess oil without clogging your pores. Rose flower extract increases moisture and supports the skin barrier. So lots of skincare, which seems to be very much the trend. But look here at the difference. This is the Coquette cream and this is the powder. So if I just take a little bit of the cream and blend it out, because that is quite a decent layer, and obviously with creams they do sheer out. So when you sheer it out, they do look the same. So I don't think you can compare them if you just look at the direct swatch, but sheared out, they look exactly the same. Well, that one does anyway. We haven't looked at the rest yet. So now with Mimi, I got Mimi in the Christmas set. So if you pick this up, this one is the green. And I asked everyone in my household to try to find the word Mimi on the bottom of here, but it's the only one out of the three that I couldn't read it, but I've checked and it is Mimi. And one of my subscribers kindly told me as well. So here is Mimi cream and the powder beneath. They do look a little bit different there, but let's look at them swatched. So here they are swatched, but I am going to shear this out again to see if they look similar. And there, as I start to blend it out, they look exactly the same. So it's quite deceptive when you look at the creams and the powders, just how different they look, but obviously when they're applied, they will end up the same. And Mimi, I can definitely say, was my favourite of the three that launched in the Christmas release. It's the one that has stayed on my desk and I've been using a lot. I love it actually. So I'm looking forward to trying that. So I would definitely say this is not a bronze and blush if that's what we were thinking. It certainly looks a bit like that, but it's just more of a deep browny pink blush. So I don't know if the true intention of this is that you use the two together every time or you use one or the other, but I would imagine you put them together. Why else would they do them in duos? I would imagine that's so that's what I'm going to be doing today. I did originally think I'd be using it maybe as a bronzer, but I won't be. I have some bronzer here on my forehead, but I don't have anything at all on the cheek. So what I'm going to do is take the darker shade first and then go in with the light. So we're going to start with Mimi. I'm using my Rapper brush here. Show you how much it's picking up. Quite a generous amount there. And I'm going to start tapping this in the upper section of the cheek. Now they don't look awfully pigmented from the way they swatch, so I think you can wear these quite confidently if you've got fair to light skin. Right. Well, that's going on beautifully. That you just don't see a dab. Instantly it's sort of blended out into my skin. This is going on top of powder, by the way. I'm not putting this directly on top of creams or foundations. I know that's just a tiny touch, but isn't that gorgeous? And it's just blended itself out. That is really very positive. And it does swatch a bit patchy. So you might see this in store and you think it's a different colour to the cream and think it's patchy, but it's not going on my face patchy. It's going on my face perfectly, look. So I've hardly done anything with the brush so far. I'm going to take a little bit and sort of connect it up with my eyes here. Being that sort of deeper shade of blush, it does sort of serve as a bronzy shade, but it's not one I would want to take across the forehead. But for some people with different tones, skin tones, you might like to try that because it's not completely off as a bronzy type of shade. So it could be used as your sort of shulp. Honestly, if you follow me, you know I'm always doing this with my words lately. I'm going to blame perimenopause on that. I'm trying to say it would sculpt and shape. So you could go down the nose for a bit of shaping and maybe a bit of sculpting here. And I could take a little bit there because I don't have anything really sculpting there. So it sort of sculpts this area in the way you would with maybe a contour or a bronze. And I'm just, when I go back in, I'm not really swirling around. I'm just sort of doing this and tapping. So I'm being very tentative so I'm not getting too much. But I will go in a few times now to just see how much I can get. So I've really gone for it this time. So let's see what happens. And it's definitely buildable. So there we go. It's very buildable. it's very easy. It almost blends itself. This is looking like a very, very, very good formula. It is matte, but it's not one of these mattes that sort of sit in a heavy way. It's very smooth and, as it says, silky. So it's not like a flat matte. I do like this. So that is a bit too much for me, in all honesty, but I wanted to show you how it looks built up. I'll leave it for now, but I'm now going to go in with the Coquette shade. So I wanted to take this more in the inner section of the cheek. So I'm going to put this here. Now obviously this one's a lot lighter. I want you to see it completely on its own here on the cheek, where obviously I don't have any of that Mimi. Oh, that's lovely. It does feel like it's got a bit of a shine, you know. Obviously my studio lights give a shine where you probably wouldn't get it because they really do pick up on everything, and I've turned the brightness up a little bit over the last few days, which is not a very forgiving thing to do from the point of view of highlighting every line in my face, but it is giving you quite a good idea of how this looks, but it does also emphasize shine more than it would in normal circumstances. Yeah, these two work together really, really, really nicely. And I think what I might do is take a little bit of this over to calm it down a bit, because I don't want it as deep as I've made it. I do still feel that is too deep, so I think what I'm going to do, I'll dip into one of the Charlotte Tilbury palettes setting powder, because I do think this could be quite perfect for this. So I'm going into the peach one. So I'm going to use the setting powder, or finishing powder rather, in this, and I'm going to go over it. Now this isn't something I would have needed to have done, because before I built it up it looked perfect, but now I've built it up, for me that is just too much. So I'm just going to use this. I did a review of this yesterday on my channel, and these blushes are very powerful, but as soon as you add this it just calms it right down. Look at that, magic, it really is. So this one's got a slight peach tinge to it, so I thought it'd be perfect with this. I can see these being on my desk forever, they are so good. See how that softened the edges of everything? I know I'm not reviewing this, but wow. So that's really helped. It's softened it, but it's given it that sort of peachy edge, which is what I needed really with these colours. It's still quite deep, but much better. So definitely for me, I would have gone with my very first application version, and I was very happy with that. But if you've got a deeper complexion, I think you'll get on very well with this, because it can really be quite powerful when you build up the two together, and that is really, really pretty. So I think pretty much the effect I've got now is what you would get if I hadn't gone in with that sort of buildable extra shade. So that's a definite hit, definite hit. So now for the two I'm most excited by, and that is Petal and Biscuit. So I'll play you my swatch video of Petal and Biscuit, so here that is. So now I'm going to do a swatch comparison. So I have here the Petal blush, and let's compare it. If you just look at them first, look fairly similar. So now let's do a swatch comparison. So there's the swatch of the cream and the powder, but here is the cream when I shear it out. So it actually shears out to look even less than this, but this will shear out. So I think you can see fairly clearly that they are the same. Very deceptive when you do that first swatch of the cream, but obviously the cream will end up looking exactly the same. These just look exactly the same, which is very surprising, because when I swatched them yesterday when they arrived, I just thought these are going to be so different, and I think everyone thought that. But so far 3 out of the 4 have been exactly the same. So now for Biscuit. Now Biscuit is a contour shade, and it's in a contour stick, so this is not a blush shade, unless at some point Biscuit was launched as a blush shade and I'm not aware of it, but it seems bizarre not to be the Biscuit contour, which is actually one of my all-time favourite contours. I love it. So here is Biscuit contour above the Biscuit blush, if that's what it is, and then I'll do a swatch here. So here is the cream, the powder, and the cream once it's been blended out. So they are definitely the same. So I'm glad that that's happened, because I think most people are very keen, especially on this one, Petal and Biscuit, because Petal and Biscuit are very, very popular shades, and a lot of people are thinking it would be great to have them together. In fact, it'd be quite nice to mix them all together, wouldn't it? So you could put the cream on and then go in with the powder on top. I'm not going to do that today because I want you to see how this looks completely alone. But what I will do today is use this as my contour. So I'm going to go into Biscuit, the powder. I do have a bit of cream contour underneath all of my foundation, but it's very, very light and you can't really see it now. So I won't do my nose, but I will do here, because I'm doing a side-by-side comparison. And that definitely works, doesn't it? Take a little bit there. I'm not going to take it in all areas of the face, but I just wanted to check. If you see it first as your contour shade, this is my perfect contour shade, then that is definitely it. But I am a bit tempted to just take a tiny bit down the side of the nose, even though I've already contoured a bit earlier. Just a lot quicker than doing the cream. So if you want a quick contour, or you could use this to lock in your contour. You use the cream and then use this on top. But I think what I'll now do, actually I'll stick with the same brush. This is the Mario F4, which I love. Great for creams and powders, this one. So I'm going to take this Biscuit in the upper part of the cheek. So I'm going to basically do the double blush effect again. So I'm using Biscuit as a blush, something I've never done before. Would never have thought to do actually, but it does work, I think. Hopefully it'll come to life with the petal. I'm going to put a little bit less, and I'm definitely not going to overbuild this one because this is my sort of true contour shade for fair skin. I don't even think it would build up too much, but it does build up a bit, so I don't think anyone my sort of skin tone who would probably be going for this, I think it's what it's going to suit fair to light skin. I don't think you would be going in for too much of this anyway, so I won't build it further than that. So now I'm going to go in with Petal, one of my favourites from Westman Atelier, and now take that here. Such a pretty shade, isn't it? I don't like applying it as much as I do with my Refa brush though. Everything goes on better with the Refa brush, so I'm just going to clear that off a bit with the other blush and go in with Petal with the Refa. I also think this brush, by the way, picks up more product. I'm going to start taking, see straight away, you see Petal pop up. This brush is very good. But still, it's going on very smoothly. This is definitely a mature skin friendly product, by the way. If you're my age or older and you're worried about it being something that's not good for lines and texture, I think that this is a very complementary sort of formula. And like I said, it's not a flat matte. I don't think I'm getting quite as much shine as I did maybe with Mimi. Mimi is a bit lighter than Petal, so but there is a little bit of a shine even though it's a matte. So very nice if you're somebody who's not too keen on a very flat matte, but obviously you can go in with a highlighter. I do think I prefer the Mimi, you know, even though I've always loved Petal. I'm not sure I love it mixed with Biscuit though. Feels like it's almost muddied it. Maybe it's just my skin tone. What do you think? Because here I like the two together, but here I think I would have liked it to have just been Petal without that Biscuit shade at the top, and just have the Biscuit there as the contour. Anyway. So if I was going to, well not if, I've got it now. As I continue to use this, I will be using this as contour and blush. I don't think I'll be using them as together as I have here on the cheek, on the upper part of the cheek. But this is a perfect, perfect contour. If you want a quick contour, it really is good using powder contour. So I've gone in with quite a lot of Petal. So you can see that this really, it does build very, very slowly. I've tried to go over Biscuit as much as I can because I really feel like I need that pink there. And there, you can see it built up quite nicely there. But it definitely is not a patchy blush by any means, and it's not a tricky one at all. The only thing that's taken me time is I'm building it up quite a lot I must admit, I can't resist going back into the Charlotte Tilbury. This may become a feature in all my videos at this rate, but let's go into the pink and go into the airbrush powder in the pink. I'll take it around the edges. I'm not going to take it all over, just the edges, because I always do that with every blush, by the way, so that's not because there's anything wrong with Westman Atelier. I just like to soften the edges of my blush, and I knew that this would be the perfect sort of shade to go around Petal. But if you went overboard with Petal, you could now take it all over and it would mute it, as it did on this side with the peach. But yeah, straight away that worked quite nicely. But I definitely preferred this one, which was what I found yesterday when I did the Charlotte Tilbury's. I preferred the peach, so I don't know if I'm just in my peach frame of mind at the moment, but I prefer it to Petal. I do have here the Petal highlight, so maybe I'll pop a little bit of this on. Here's the Petal highlight, and I'll take the F4 brush and just take a little bit of this across the top. So obviously this is a cream, and I know that I've got a different shade here, but I don't see why I can't use it there as well. Just to give me a pop of light. It did give me a bit of light, but I feel like it needs a bit of highlighter because it's not giving me the sort of shine I like to have. So that's just giving me that tiny little bit more. So here they are side by side. So which one is your favourite? Is it the Coquette and Mimi or the Petal and Biscuit? This one is definitely my winner. I think this is a lovely sort of summer shade. Maybe that's why I'm sort of wearing spring colours and I'm moving into that sort of frame of mind, so that's maybe why I prefer this one. But they are a definite match colour-wise for your cream, so if you'd like to wear the cream and top it with a powder, this could be the perfect combination. I do think they're very easy to work with, very buildable, lovely formulas, not patchy, very mature skin friendly. The only thing I just can't really wrap my head around is the £69 that we're paying for 4.8 grams, because I just keep looking at these Charlotte Tilbury ones I looked at yesterday, which were 39 for 13 grams. I can't believe that, but anyway, it is very, very nice. So now let's move to the Merit. So what's the information I've got on these? These are £21, the new Merit lip liners, and it says these are hydrating and buildable lip pencils that give you soft definition and sheer all over colour. Apply these along the lip line to create soft definition or all over the entire lip for a sheer wash of colour, and you can layer for more intensity or wear alone or paired with your favourite signature lip or your favourite Shade Slick shade, which is what I'll be doing. So this provides sheer buildable coverage, has a natural satin finish, smooth lightweight gel formula which glides on easily with no crumbling or skipping. Use it to create soft definition, that's repeating itself. It's impossible to mess up anyway, it says, which is good news. Antioxidant rich pomegranate and jojoba complex, known to help skin barrier function for smooth, healthy looking lips. Features a retractable tip and a built-in sharpener for more precise applications. So if you go for the lip duo set, you can buy one of these with the Slick Sheen, and that comes to £39 if you buy the two. So you save £3 doing that. So that's what I did. I went for 3. So what I'm going to do is I've picked up 2 of the new shades, as I said, of this, and I'm going to try those, but I'll probably start with the one that's not new. So I got Marrakesh, and I thought I'd pair that one up with Bespoke. So I'll start with that. So this is the liner. So it's not very, very thin, but it's not superbly thick either. It looks like the perfect sort of shape actually. But it's not that very fine nib, which you get with some liners. And here is the retractable sharpener on the bottom there. Sorry, not retractable. Here is the removable sharpener. So let's try Bespoke. I think what I'm going to do with Bespoke is try this one all over the lips and put a bit of Marrakesh over the top. The other two I'll use just as liners, but I want to show you how this works if you use it as a standalone, so you get an idea of the sort of product capability. Extremely creamy, really, really creamy. I'm going to put this on the back of my hand actually, so we can see what the longevity is like. feels very creamy, like it would just wash off, but let's wait and see. So that is Bespoke, the one I'm putting on now. So I think these are very much Your Lips But Better everyday wear, which is what Merit Beauty is all about if you've tried Merit Beauty, because everything I've got from Merit is not something I would ever use as a brand if I want it to last all day. It's just not one of those brands for me. It's one of those quick everyday, popping for the school run, popping out to the shop, quick everyday easy makeup with very good skincare ingredients, so very skin loving. So I'm guessing that's what this is going to give me. So it's going to give me a very gentle colour and probably won't have longevity. That's my guess, but let's wait and see. Superbly easy. It said you can't go wrong, and so far you really can't. So there we have Bespoke just as a liner. That's a very good everyday sort of liner for me, actually. Very good, a nice neutral, isn't it? So now let's take it all over the lips. Now quite often when I try this with lip liners, it does become very drying. So far this feels very moisturising. It's also very quick to cover your whole lip with, very quick. So there we go, that is Bespoke over the whole lip, and it feels very comfortable. I don't feel a desperate need to reach for a lip gloss or a lip balm either, which is very unusual. That's never happened when I've tried a product like this, apart from the Rhode. I'd say Rhode is very similar in that way. So I decided to pair this up with Marrakesh. I don't know if they're going to go, but for some reason these are the two I decided to put together. So here's the two of these on the back of my hand. Let's put this on the lip, bearing in mind this is going over Bespoke. So Bespoke is a pink brown and Marrakesh has this sort of rusty orange. Yeah, I do like those together actually. Now my lips feel super moisturised. It's a very nice lip oil, this one from Merit Beauty. So if you're looking on the Merit website, Marrakesh comes under the Classics, and the Classics rather than the jellies or the sheens. So the classic information, it says it has a hint of buildable saturated colour infused with rosehip oil rich in omega-3 fatty acids known to support a healthy skin barrier function, shea butter and grapeseed oils known to replenish, condition and soften your lips, and moisturising jojoba oil known to create a protective barrier to help to lock in moisture. So that's just some information on these. So the two new ones are in the new Sheen formula, so we'll be looking at those next. So this one is the Classic. Really lovely actually, I love that combination, and I love the way it looks with this combination on my cheeks and my top. I think it goes well with everything I've got on today, which is a shame because that's the one I'm now taking off. So the next one I'm going to look at is Coupe. So this is a cool pink. So I'll show you how that looks on the back of my hand. I completely forgot and rubbed off the other one, so I need to remember to keep this one here. I'm actually going to put quite a lot on the back of my hand to see about longevity, but it just feels too creamy. I think this is going to wipe off. So this is Coupe. That's a really nice shade. They literally glide on in seconds. Look how quick that is. If you're someone who's nervous about lip pencils and feel like you often make mistakes, this would be a brilliant one to try because they are incredibly easy. You really can't go wrong with them. So I'm just doing this one as a liner. So this one is Coupe. And now I'm going to pair it with one of the new lip products. So I think I chose Pointelle. So Pointelle is a cool baby pink. So here is Pointelle. Looks a lot lighter than the lip liner. So the lip liner is going to give me that sort of contoured finish. Oh, that is pretty. This is a lovely combination, isn't it? Oh, I love that. Oh, that is such a nice combo. Oh wow, That is really good. So the new Sheen formula is described as a cushion formula that gives a wash of lightly pigmented colour with a pearlescent finish. Definitely seeing that shiny sort of pearlescent finish. And this glides on smooth and wears comfortably throughout the day with zero stickiness. No stickiness, no gloopiness whatsoever. Updated formula to provide more cushion and longer wear. I have to admit this does feel a lot more grippy than the Marrakesh I just put on, so I can imagine this one lasting me quite a long time. Plant-derived squalane moisturises your lips and restores suppleness. It is extremely moisturising. It feels lovely on the lips. It's also got quinoa seed oil, which supports the barrier function and helps protect against environmental aggressors. So that is a stunning, winning, everyday combination, which I'm very, very, very pleased with. That is beautiful. So that is Coupe and Pointelle. So the last one I'm going to try is Mayfair. So I'll do a swatch of this on the back of my hand. This one is the deepest of the ones I've tried. This one is a cool mauve. So here is Mayfair. And I've saved this till last because when I saw the pictures on models, I thought this would be my favourite. But the one I just did before that will take some beating, but that's looking like a lovely shade. So I'm applying them quite thickly, but then the nib sort of leans towards a thick application anyway, because you don't have that sharp nib. And when you sharpen it, I would assume you reach this level anyway, because this is how they look when you first get them. But I think they look really nice with quite a thick application. So this is the one I won't be taking off. So I will put a comment below, I'll actually put it now, to let you know about the longevity of this full combination. So the one I'm going to pair this with is Twin Set, which is also the new shade in the Sheen formula. So this one is also a mauve. Oh, look at that combination. Oh, I love it. Certainly this one and the last one. I love the first one actually, but this one and the last one, wow. I love this new formula. Definitely my favourite, this new Sheen formula, because I love the shine. But I also love how it feels more grippy, so I think I will be getting more longevity from it. I forgot to swatch that on the back of my hand for you, didn't I? So here it is on the back of my hand. So these are the two combinations that I love the most. So like I said, I'll put a comment on the screen and you will now know what the sort of longevity of this was, because I will be editing this in about 2 hours. So you'll know in 2 hours time if this is completely vanished or has it stayed. What's the hydration like? Do I feel like I need to reach for anything in that time to top up hydration? I will certainly let you know. But I will now rub this to see what this looks like. So here is the lip line. Now it's not disappearing. It's rubbing out and smoothing out, but it's not disappearing. The ones on the outer edge, this is the lip oil. So let's look. It's just stretching out and not vanishing. So that's a very good sign, considering it's incredibly creamy. I mean, if I really go to town, will it really disappear? Probably, yeah. If I really rub hard, it's pretty much gone. Let's try this one. I am rubbing a lot now, so I hope you can see that. It still hasn't completely gone. So these aren't going to have that sort of locked in longevity that you get with the Charlotte Tilbury lip liners, for instance. But that looks like we're going to get quite a bit of longevity, which is very good. I was quite surprised. I thought they were just going to come off in one swipe. So that's very good and very appropriate for the sort of shorter wear, but not 10 minutes. We're talking, I would imagine we'll get a good few hours out of this liner. And it's so easy to top up as well. So if you kept it in your bag and just top up during the day, you won't have to worry. You could be moving in a car or in a bus or something, and I think it would work really well. So that's very, very promising. So a massive thumbs up for these. I'm very excited by these, and I think I need to go back for more shades now. Very, very pleased. So lovely. So lastly, I wanted to talk to you about the new Kayali perfume, which I'm currently wearing. Obviously you can't see that, so I don't know why I'm telling you, but I can smell it and I've been enjoying it throughout this video, let me tell you. I do collect Kayali perfumes as long as they're in the Gourmand range. I don't like their oud, but apart from that, I love everything that they've come out with. This one is £79 for 50 mils and it's 110 for 100 mils. And I got this after getting a sample. They gave a sample with an order before the perfume launched and I loved the sample so much, and it had excellent longevity. So I already knew I was going to get this, by the way, but the sample just made it even more definite. But the notes on this one, this has keynotes of juicy pear, rose royale, violet wood. And the description of it, sorry, the full notes, let me give you the full notes, they're the keynotes. The top notes are mandarin orange, juicy pear and sweet peach. I mean, if that doesn't sell it, I mean, for me that is yes please. Middle notes, magnolia, white peony, rose centifolia and violet wood. And the dry notes are vetiver, Kayali signature accord, ambrox super, don't know what that is, vanilla, praline and musk. And I'm not detecting the musk. I'm not a massive fan of musk if it's too strong. So the description, it says, feel like the diamond that you are with this warm floral masterpiece. Fleur Majesty Rose Royale is a timeless, romantic and sensual gem with a glorious symphony of juicy pear, sweet peach, enchanting rose, pink peony, violet wood and purple musk. Perfect for any season. Wear alone or layer with your favourite fragrance to create your own unique mood. And this is coming in this beautiful, stunning glass bottle, showcasing a delicate yet rich gradient that transitions from a dazzling pink to royal purple for the very first time in the Kayali collection. It has the Kayali signature diamond-shaped bottle and opulent jewelled cap. And it's inspired by traditional Middle Eastern oud bottles. The number 31 indicates the number of rounds of formulations it took to achieve the perfect juice. Well, it has achieved a pretty perfect juice, I have to say. This is lovely. I'm not a massive fan of floral perfumes because they tend to have that, for me, that sort of old-fashioned, overpowering, making you want to sneeze effect. So sorry if I've offended anyone who loves florals, but I find florals often too much. I do like florals, but sometimes they have that effect. This is not like that. This is soft and sweet and beautiful, and you really do get the hit of each, but the first hit you get is the fruit, but then you get the floral, and throughout the day it really is the combination of the two. And I notice it as I'm walking around the house, as I'm moving. It definitely, I could even smell it a bit in my hair this morning. It's got, for Kayali, this has got excellent longevity. This one and their last most recent one, I can't think what it was called. Was it burnt sugar? Or no, it was the marshmallow. I can't remember the name of it. Here we are. The Yum Bougie Marshmallow. Is it called Bougie? Yeah. Which I love this one. This also has great longevity. So I think something has changed with the Kayali. The longevity is phenomenal compared to previous ones. I used to have to top up Kayali all the time, but I'm not having to top this one up. I've only put just one little bit on my wrist. So let me just enjoy another spray. But I'm not topping it because it's gone. I just wanted to put more on, so I put a little bit on before I started the video, and oh, it is so good. You do get, I think, the sort of strong floral initially. So when you first try it, don't let yourself think that's what you'll get throughout the day. As it settles, you get the fruit, and they're just gorgeous. And I love this bottle, and I love these, but this bottle, this one is gorgeous, isn't it? So anyway, another big hit. I love them. They need to stop coming out with so many all the time because I have to get them all. I love them. Anyway, so that's the end of this review of all the products I've tried. So I'll just discuss those before I move on to the swatch request for lipsticks with the Charlotte Tilbury. So if you did want to skip that, that would be the time to switch off. But anyway, looking back now at everything I've tried today, the Westman Atelier blush duos, and I think that's, well, blush duo and contour blush, I think is what I would call it. Very, very nice formula, extremely easy, no patchiness as we saw, but I do think they're overpriced. I love the packaging, and I will definitely try them with cream under and powder on top. So look out for a shorts reel for me, because I will definitely film that combination in the next few days. That's going to be top of my list, I think, for a shorts reel, to try them all together. But I do really like them, but I don't feel quite as wowed by them as I did by the creams, if I'm going to be completely honest. But together, maybe a different story. But I am very excited to have Biscuit in powder formula, because I do like to have that sort of quick powder contour sometimes. It's just a lot easier. And Petal on its own, again, very nice, but I think I prefer the Petal cream. There's something about the finish, I really enjoy it. But if you're not a fan of creams, these are beautiful shades. I think these two work together particularly well. So I wouldn't say they're a fail, but I don't know if they'd go straight to the top of my favourites, if I'm going to be very honest with you. Anyway, the Merits, the lip liners, I think are stunning, absolutely stunning. And I love the ones I paired them with. I love this new Sheen formula. I think it is beautiful. I love the shine I'm getting. I'm definitely going back for more. I have to. In fact, I would happily now probably buy all of them. So I have to be maybe a bit strict and wait. Maybe there'll be a sale. Maybe I'll wait for that and pick them all up, because I think I'd want all of them. That's how much I love them. Really love them. Anyway, so yeah, and obviously the Kayali knockout. And I didn't say about seasons to wear that Kayali, but it said I would see this more as a spring and summer fragrance. I think it did say wear all year round, which obviously you can, but I think for me it's more spring summer. So anyway, let's go to the very end now and do our swatch comparisons for the lipsticks. So I'm going to have to get my massive glasses out, because I cannot read what is on the bottom of any of these lipsticks. So please excuse the ridiculousness of these huge glasses. I'm going to leave them on. You're just going to have to put up with me looking ridiculous. So I've got the Naughty Talk. So Naughty Talk is in the Kissing formula, and I'm going to compare this one to the Pillow Talk shade. So these are the brand new Charlotte Tilbury ones that launched but aren't available because they launched very briefly. Please ignore Florrie, she is off again. And they will become available soon, I believe. So I've got here, it's a different formula. I've got the Pillow Talk, but not in the Kissing formula. But anyway, I'm comparing it to Pillow Talk because they are quite similar. So here is Naughty Talk, and here is Pillow Talk. So there's loads of Pillow Talks. This is the original Pillow Talk, which I think it is closest to. And another comparison, when I was asked to do this, I thought I didn't even have it in my collection because I don't remember names very well. So thank you for telling me how to find this. This is Kiss of Mystery, the Lunar New Year Snake release. I love the packaging on these. That came out in January. And I'm comparing this one to the Matte Revolution formula Dream Talk. So here is the Dream Talk. Quite a big difference, I'd say. Well, not massive, but this one's more of a warm ready, isn't it? Whereas this one is definitely, it doesn't have that warmth. Definitely more cool. And Kiss of Mystery is also in the Kissing formula. So we're comparing a Kissing formula with a matte, but it is the shades that we're looking at here. So now on to Kiss Talk, and this one is my favourite, possibly my new favourite Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. That's how much I love it. This is in the Kissing formula. This is the one I had the most requests for comparisons. So here it is. The most requested comparison was against Pillow Talk Fair, which was a new launch last year from Charlotte and became my favourite. So I think it's just been knocked off top spot for me because they're not that similar. So here is Pillow Talk Fair, and here is the new Kiss Talk. Again, we're seeing two different formulas. And I'm also going to compare this with Red Carpet Pink. Here is Red Carpet Pink, so it's not that similar. These are all gorgeous though, these. I'm probably going through my favourites here. And Candy Chic. So here is Candy Chic. This is probably much closer to this one here, the Red Carpet Pink, but it's definitely not close to the new Kiss Talk. And then the last one I wanted to try is this one, Sexy Lips. I love these ones, these little skinny ones that are quite shiny. So that is Sexy Lips. Now that one is a lot more similar to the Pillow Talk Fair, but not a match for this one. So in my collection, I don't have anything that matches this gorgeous new Kiss Talk. So I do hope that's helped, because those are the colours plus a couple extra I've added in that everyone's asked me to compare those with. So I hope that was helpful to you, and I hope you've found your way here if you're not interested in the previous reviews in this video. But anyway, that is all from me for today. If you have enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, I would love it ever so much if you did. And if you already are, thank you so much for being here at the end of my video. I appreciate you all so much, honestly. And I hope to see you all again very soon for my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.